When I started undergrad, I didn't think in a million years that I would ever ride my bike across the country, because I'm not a cyclist. I knew nothing about bikes. I didn't even know how to change a flat tire when I started. And yet I did. I went from Baltimore to Seattle. It was a day-by-day, water stop to water stop kind of experience. And on the days that were really hard, I would just say, okay, I can do it for the next 5 minutes. And then when those 5 minutes were up, I would say, okay, 5 more minutes. Before you know it, with the help of your team, united with one common goal, you make it from coast to coast. I was born in Colorado, and I grew up in Hawaii. I moved to Hawaii when I was 10 years old. Went to undergraduate at Johns Hopkins University in Baltimore, Maryland. Initially not with the intention of going to medical school, but ultimately that's where it led me. And it was at Hopkins that I learned about the 4K for cancer. It was started by a Hopkins student who had actually lost his mom to cancer. So he developed this idea of this cross-country bike trip, and the idea was at each stop, the group of cyclists would be able to kind of fellowship with a local organization that supports cancer patients and their families. When I was about 7 years old, my grandfather passed away from cancer. Our family loved my grandfather. World War II veteran, really well-respected lawyer in Dallas, and just a wonderful human being in our family. And my grandmother, she had survived her battle with breast cancer. So when I went into the 4K, I was thinking about all of the people in my family who had battled cancer, and I wanted to dedicate the ride to them. We left for the 4K on Memorial Day of 2011, roughly 3 days after I graduated college. It took a whole family affair to pack up all my stuff and for me to just have whatever I needed for the next 68 days in a great big yellow duffel bag. The first day was really, really hard. We went to York, Pennsylvania from Baltimore, Maryland. I think it was about an 80-mile day, and we were just exhausted. And all of us thought, how are we gonna wake up tomorrow and do this again? And for the next 5 days until our first day off. Every day we would meet other people who would either survive their battle with cancer, were currently fighting a battle with cancer, knew somebody with cancer, and we would be inspired, and we hoped to inspire different people. And in our shared stories, we were united with each town we went to. This experience is one of the reasons that I really resonated with Loma Linda's goal of making man whole and really treating the whole person. Because I've seen it. I've seen how a disease affects the whole person and affects the people around that person. When we got to Pike's Place Market, which was our final destination, I rode in and I saw my grandmother, and I called her Mimi, and I called my grandfather Tapa. And on the back of my legs that day, Mimi was on one side and Tapa was on the other side. And she just looked at my legs and she said, "What does that mean?" I said that this is who this is dedicated to. And she just started crying. It just meant so much to her that I had spent my whole summer riding my bike across the country. And at the end of the day, it was really to honor her and to honor my grandfather.